I just remember thinking how out of control Arnold was, and equally how out of control of the hierarchy of IFBB were. I thought these were supposed to be the guys who ran the show. Here you have this big Prussian son of a bitch acting like a Nazi.
There was always tension between Mike and Arnold. There was tension between those two. Because Mike would say, you don't need to train 6 days a week, twice a day like Arnold does. You only need to train 2 or 3 times a week. Arnold's methodology was being challenged in the magazines. Arnold didn't like that. Arnold doesn't like to lose. Arnold doesn't like being criticized. This is my second Olympia, and I'm backstage, and I'm like, these two guys are going to fight each other. I'm like,
He was wild. Arnold was on cocaine the day contests were fixed. The only people who saw Arnold as a winner was the 7 judges and his friends. None of the audience saw him as a winner. He didn't deserve to win.
Welcome back, Hercules bodybuilding fans. Today, we're delving into the dramatic and controversial showdown at the 1980 Mr. Olympians, a battle between two titans, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Mike Mentzer. In the world of bodybuilding, few rivalries have been as legendary as the one between Mike Mentzer and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I remember Arnold said something about Mike's stomach. Arnold said, hey, you have a fat stomach anyhow. And Mike's like this. I'm like, oh my God. But Mike was the next Mr. Olympia. Mike was the golden child.
These two iconic figures in the fitness industry seem to be at odds with each other throughout their careers. From competing on stage to exchanging verbal jabs in interviews, their feud was well known and captivated the attention of fans and fellow athletes alike.
To check for inappropriate mental habits, they semi-consciously resort to the unchecked, unchallenged notion, again, more is better. I want big muscles so badly. If I persevere and go to the gym slavishly every day, eventually I have to succeed. If I'm a slave to my art, through sheer dint of unrelenting effort, I will succeed, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger's favorite concrete-bound concept. Just keep trying, just sweat, don't ever give up, and eventually you'll succeed. You know how many people have failed with that idea?
Mike Mentzer firmly believed that maximizing muscle stimulation within a short duration was crucial for muscle growth and strength gains. He argued that traditional bodybuilding routines often involved unnecessary volume, which could lead to overtraining and diminished results. Mentzer's HIT principles focused on performing a few intense sets per exercise, pushing muscles to failure, and allowing ample recovery time to promote growth. Arnold Schwarzenegger, on the other hand, volume training was essential for sculpting and shaping the muscles, pushing them to their limits to achieve the desired aesthetic. He saw Mentzer's approach as overly simplistic, embraced a different mindset. He saw bodybuilding as an art form, a symphony of motion where every repetition was a brushstroke on the canvas of his physique. Schwarzenegger believed in embracing the nuance and finesse required to achieve the level of muscularity he sought. Beyond their differences in training philosophy, Mike Mentzer and Arnold Schwarzenegger possessed contrasting personalities that further fueled their resentment. Mentzer was known for his introspective and intellectual nature, often delving into deep philosophical discussions about bodybuilding and life itself. He had a reputation for being serious and analytical, which contrasted starkly with Schwarzenegger's outgoing and charismatic persona. Mike Mentzer was no stranger to controversy. He was unafraid to challenge established norms and question the conventional wisdom of the bodybuilding community. This often alienated him from his peers, including Schwarzenegger, who were more inclined to adhere to the accepted practices of the time.
But an important point, Anthony, I did not train for hours and hours every day. This is an important issue.
Oh, okay.
Contrary to what most bodybuilders do, which is train 2 to 4 hours a day, 7 days a week, to obtain that condition, I trained literally for 30 minutes 4 times a week, 2 hours a week.
Yeah, because the theory that you always hear is that it does require hours and hours to look like that.
The mistaken premise there is that more is better.
Uh-huh.
And the body doesn't necessarily work that way. If 2 hours or 4 hours a day were good, well, why not train 12 hours a day? Training is a form of stress, and up to a certain point in time, exposing the body to stress can be beneficial. But beyond a definite period in time, it can actually be detrimental.
Mentzer's penchant for outspokenness and his unwavering commitment to his beliefs made him a polarizing figure in the bodybuilding world. Arnold Schwarzenegger, on the other hand, was a master of self-promotion. and had an unparalleled drive for success. He possessed an undeniable charisma that enabled him to inspire and captivate audiences both inside and outside the gym. Schwarzenegger's larger-than-life personality and his undeniable impact on popularizing bodybuilding as a mainstream phenomenon positioned him as one of the most influential figures in the sport. Mentzer, in contrast, seemed to eschew the glitz and glamour associated with bodybuilding, further contributing to the friction between the two. Both Mentzer and Schwarzenegger were incredibly driven individuals, fueled by an intense competitive spirit. As they vied for bodybuilding supremacy, their rivalry grew increasingly fierce. Each sought to outdo the other on stage, pushing themselves to the limits of their physical capabilities. This relentless pursuit of victory, combined with their contrasting training methods and personalities, led to a deep-seated animosity that persisted throughout their careers. It all started with rumors circulating about Arnold's return after a 5-year hiatus. The tension was palpable, and as the competition unfolded, accusations of foul play emerged. Only 7 judges and Arnold's closest friends saw him as the winner. Many competitors in the audience disagreed. It was a controversial decision that sparked debates. The rivalry extended beyond the stage. Arnold's high-volume approach clashed with Mike's less is more heavy-duty philosophy. It was a battle not just for the title but for their training ideologies. The tension between Arnold and Mike went beyond competition. They had serious disagreements on how to train, and it fueled the intensity of their rivalry. Backstage, things got heated. Arnold made uncalled-for remarks about Mike's stomach, leading to a near-physical altercation. The 1980 Mr. Olympia turned into a dark day for bodybuilding. Few competitors even said Arnold seemed to have the IFBB under his control that day. Judges were his friends, and corruption allegations swirled around the competition. And so the 1980 Mr. Olympia remains a contentious subject.
If Mike would have just said, Arnold, congratulations, good job, next year would have been his, or next year would have been his. In other words, he got upset and carried this bitterness and carried this anger with him everywhere he went. So Mike, as good as he is and as generous as he was to me and helpful and as a friend he was to me, carried the hatred of losing the 81 Mr. Olympia, or 80 Mr. Olympia on his back. And I think that's one of the reasons it caused him to die. When you carry bitterness, it's bad. And years later, they made up. They did make up, okay?
Who do you think deserved to win? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more Hercules bodybuilding content. Until next time, stay pumped and stay passionate.